Black metal carried this week, death metal followed close behind, and core just didn't show up. So I kept it simple: 3 black, 3 death, and 1 Ripped From The Crypt that blends tech death and deathcore. Hey metal fans, Mike with MikeOnMetal here with your weekly MoM approved metal picks. For those of you that don't know me, I've been a metal fan for most of my life, but I did take a long break from discovering new bands and new albums. In my late 40s, I got back into checking out new music across all the various heavy genres, and now I'm sharing the best of what I find with you each week in these videos. You can also find my full album reviews, concert photography, and more on my site, MikeOnMetal.com. Okay, let's get into this week's top picks, starting with my black metal finds. Coming in at number 3, I've got MetaForm by Dimholt. This is the 3rd full-length album from this Bulgaria-based band. This is modern black metal with very clean production. 8 tracks, just over 51 minutes long. Now, you all know how I feel about longer albums like this. This one isn't too bad. I didn't find myself wanting to hurry any of the tracks along or anything, so I think you'll enjoy it start to finish. Coming in at number 2, I've got Corrupt God by Lilith. This is black death metal out of Spain. This is the 5th full-length album from this one-woman project. You'll quickly understand why they describe this as bestial black metal. We have 8 tracks here, just under 25 minutes long. And number 1 this week, I have Departure by Ethelmer. This is 7 tracks, just under 30 minutes. It's a 3-piece band out of the Netherlands, and this is their debut album. Now again, this is black death metal, but it is I consider heavily leaning on the black metal side of things. Now, you know my opinion on musical opening tracks or instrumental opening tracks. Now, in this case, I'm actually kind of digging this one due to its relationship with the album cover as well as the rest of the tracks. This ties in well with the second track, and it doesn't feel like an afterthought. It's not one of those, oh shit, we've only got 7 tracks and we should probably have an 8th one, so let's just do an instrumental opening. Or, oh fuck, every other band is doing an instrumental opening, I guess we probably should too. This has got layered vocals with a traditional black metal screech style vocal combined with kind of a subtle, harsh vocal. And it's really what made this one stand out for me, putting it up into the number 1 spot. It's not just that, it's also a little more that I'll get into in a second here. Production on this is modern black metal styling. Some of the vocals do add a little bit of rawness, but the mix itself is really clean. Now this feels like a sailor's journey put to black metal. And that's another thing that really just kicks an album from like a 6 out of 10 up to like an 8 out of 10. There's a story here. And the cover art on this isn't just a painting that fits the title of the album. It's actually kind of a snapshot, or at least I feel it is. It's a snapshot of the start of a journey that culminates in a final voyage for this sailor, or even this ship. It's artful, thought-provoking. This is something that's not only worth a listen, but is going to end up in my regular rotation, and I hope it does for you too. Moving into the death metal category for this week now. Starting at number 3, we have Windowframe Evisceration Sequence by Defenestration. This is 11 tracks, 31 minutes long, brutal death metal with a little touch of groove. It's got visceral, gurgling vocals with kind of a modern death metal distortion, or at least what I consider modern death metal distortion, and a really clean production quality. Number 2, I have the The Bringers of Death by Mortis Day. This is 10 tracks, 33 minutes in length. Fifth full-length album from this Polish death metal group. It does edge on brutal death metal in both the vocal and musical style, but I don't think it goes too far over that those of you that really aren't into brutal death metal won't like this one. And coming in at number 1 for my death metal this week, I have Epitome by Etherialist. And here we have a 4-piece tech death metal band from Montreal, Quebec. It's 10 tracks, 38 minutes long, and imagine that, a tech death band from Montreal. Man, I really grew up in the wrong area of this country. Now, the album is a mix of both English and French vocals, but again, it's one of those albums where the music is just so good that it doesn't really matter. If you don't speak French, you're not going to feel, I don't know, that you're not understanding this one. I mean, sure, you won't understand the vocals, but those tracks are still really strong. Production quality is exactly what you'd expect from a tech death album. It's clean with really good separation between everything, but not so much that it feels disjointed. And it's got really sufficient low end, so you can actually hear the bass, you feel the drums. Everything is just, it's present, right? You've got that good presence in all the music. Vocals do sit just above the music. I felt that they stood out a little bit, but not to a point where they become a distraction. Overall, excellent album for me. I'm giving this one, I would say if I were doing like an actual review, written review on my site, this would be like an 8.5 for me. Now, while I could have filled each of the death and black metal sections with like 5 or 6 albums each, the core genre was pretty disappointing this week. I also considered bringing in other genres, but I'm just going to hold that off until the new year. So that's it for new albums this week. Now, last up, we got our Ripped From The Crypt. And again, this is where I share an album from any time frame other than the past week. It could be something I found too late for the previous week, or it could be something that came out before some of you were even born. This week, I've got Mordrake by Xenobiotic. This is tech death, deathcore out of Australia. It's 11 tracks, 46 minutes in length. Man, is it good. Now this scratches both itches for me, tech death and deathcore. It leans a little more into the deathcore side, but it does have some pretty impressive tech death guitar work. This isn't like your showy, look at how amazing I am, virtuoso type guitar tech death, but it's tech death. There are some atmospheric elements, there's some backing elements, both of which are minimal. We got some guest vocals on this one by Sam Dishington, whose name I don't recognize, but I am going to be looking into his current active bands. And there's also Kyle Anderson, which I'm sure some of you recognize from Brand of Sacrifice. Now, if you like deathcore and you like tech death, have a listen to this one and keep your eyes on this band. Okay, metal fans, those are my top picks for this week. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Hopefully you found something that you're going to like, or I was able to introduce you into something that you maybe didn't hear about yet. Back again for more next week, end of the year, final video of 2025. We'll be getting into my top 25 albums of 2025, as well as weekly content in the first couple of weeks. Now, it might take me up to the 3rd week of January to get both of my top 25 album videos out, but they're coming. As always, support your local scene, buy the damn album, and stay heavy.